Hello, everyone. Sean and Jeff here, just wanting to give you some breaking news that has come across our desks over the weekend into late last week. Big news is from Humana. They've made an announcement, and all agents who are contracted with Humana should have received this around noon Central or so on Friday. Same time we at SMS received it, so we got the info when you got the info. But really what it's stating here is Humana has made what they call a difficult decision on removing the ability for agents to sell and enroll clients in their prescription drug plans. So what that means is up until November 9th, actually November 8th, and then when it flips over to November 9th, there will be no access for agents to write business. But through November 8th, it's business as usual. All enrollments, e-enrollments, all of the plans, everything will show up for quoting. You'll be able to quote and enroll and get paid commissions on those plans up until November 8th. But on the 9th, all of that will go away. No quoting, no enrollment. Humana's not even accepting paper apps that they might receive. They're just going to, not process any of those. The only way for a consumer to go to sign up for a Humana prescription drug plan after or on November 9th or beyond is to go to humana.com or medicare.gov for beneficiary self-service, as you can read here. So some interesting news. I know we've been talking about Humana for a while as one of those carriers that is going to continue to pay Part D commissions as we've seen other carriers pull out of the space. But a little bit unfortunate. They say it's a difficult decision that they've made. This doesn't impact renewals. So all renewals are intact for anybody who is currently on a Humana PDP that's paying commissions right now. So obviously, they don't pay commissions on that basic plan, but if they're on one of the other plans and it renews into 2026, they will pay the renewal on that, not taking any new business. You can read through this letter if you haven't received it or if you have any questions for us. A lot going on there, late breaking news for sure.
Yeah, and this is one where we had to ask the same question multiple times, I think, just to figure out how things were actually going to play out. And I think in our minds, too, because Humana at least verbally has told us they're not going to send out an updated commission schedule. Yep. And so we were thinking, how could they not accept a paper app? But apparently they have some measures in place to not accept those and pay on it. So we'll see, if things evolve from here. But this is a change, I think, from what we've seen with other Part D carriers so far. Because in most cases, you can still enroll a client, but just not get paid. And with this, you're not able to enroll at all.
Won't be the agent of record. So if you look back at changes that some of the other carriers have made, they've allowed enrollment on platforms. Agent still stays agent of record, can support that client. But Humana stating that no agent submitted business or really any paper apps after that November timeline there will be accepted. Yeah. So that puts us down to one carrier who's offering commissions on their Part D in HealthSpring. I know they're looking at this announcement and possibly making some changes. I don't know. We can make assumptions there. But we've been in contact with HealthSpring and asking for any communication that might come from them to hit our desk first so that we can be in front of it as well. So no change in what HealthSpring Cigna has announced already, but still looking to receive their commission statement or schedule for this year, commission schedules. So we'll see that when that hits. But with all of this and everything that's going on in the space, one thing that came across also last Friday was a letter to CMS, Joint Agent Association letter to CMS, which included NABIP, NAFA, Health Agents for America, Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers of America. So 4 different groups who have come together to really send a letter to CMS talking about how important it is for agents to be working with clients, subject matter experts on everything, that has to do with Medicare and Part D and a lot of the different things that are happening with Medicare supplement, birthday rule, and some of these 4 state rules that are happening. So really you've got 4 different organizations that are really going to bat for agents, and SMS is really involved. Dwayne McFerrin, obviously, Dwayne is heavily involved in everything that we're doing. You probably read his white paper that we put out, watched that webinar here recently. So we were, really knowing there was going to be a big impact on this AEP. But the news from Humana has kind of lit a fire in these groups as well. So I know this looks very small here, but you can find this information on our Medicare Solutions, our Medicare advocacy page on our website. So if you go to that drop down Medicare Solutions, you'll see Medicare advocacy. You can sign up with NABIP, sign up with NAFA. There's a survey that your clients can take to learn about legislation and different things that are happening and navigating their Medicare decisions. But that letter is available there. If you scroll down on that page a little bit further, you'll find important updates. A lot of great information on this page. But if you want to read that letter that was sent out to CMS on Friday by the joint those 4 organizations, I really recommend it and know that they've got your back. So hopefully a lot of agents are already with NABIP or NAFA, but if you want to sign up, you can sign up on our page as well.
And the main purpose for coming on this video is clear up any confusion on the Humana announcement. So hopefully we were able to do that. And maybe we'll recap that at the end. But while we're on, we wanted to, with things going live on AEP on Wednesday, right? There's just a lot of moving parts on non-commissionable plans. Mm-hmm. So in general, in Lead Advantage Pro and Medicare Insurance Direct, we have always traditionally allowed enrollment for standalone Part D plans, regardless if they're commissionable or non-commissionable. Mm-hmm. Obviously, with Humana, effective November 9th, enrollments will be taken down. But the other plans that are non-commissionable, you'll still be able to enroll clients into those plans. The big change, because there's a bigger increase of Medicare Advantage plans that are non-commissionable now, those enrollments will be turned off. Yep. So that's a change. And in some cases, like with Humana, they have a strategy around it where they have a non-commissionable plan, but they have a commissionable plan right next to it, side by side.
Yep.
So in some ways, I think this will help reduce confusion, hopefully, and prevent an enrollment into a non-commissionable plan where it wasn't intended. So be aware of that change. Non-commissionable enrollments will not be available in Lead Advantage Pro, but Part D, where we're able to, they will be on. We also have the AEP disruption report going live any day now. So the big kind of holdback in this was all the crosswalks and plans that are taking place. But just as a reminder, this is a report under Lead Advantage Pro within the reports section. And if you're using Lead Advantage for your enrollments already, this report will already be loaded for you to help identify and prioritize disruption within the book of business. So encourage you to look at the AEP disruption report.
I think I say it every time, but if you've brought business over to us from a carrier that you didn't write, with SMS maybe last year or using LA Pro, having that current plan is the key in the disruption report. So any client that you have and you know what plan they're on, there's a drop down to put them on the current plan. If you don't have that, we wouldn't be able to tell you what's happening with their plan this year. So still got a little bit of time here to get ready for when that drops to make sure that you got all of your leads with a current plan there. So
yeah,
I think I talk about that in every video we have.
And then I think this is a good news item in terms of enhancements. But in Lead Advantage Pro, we have as many as 5 different enrollment options. One of them has been the voice signature enrollment one. We've had this for a couple of years now, but there's actually a pretty nice enhancement that took place already for 2025 enrollments. And we just verified that this will be on 2026 as well. So the voice signature enrollment gives you the ability to complete Part D and Medicare Advantage enrollments all over the phone. Client doesn't need an email. They don't have to be in front of their computer. You're able to just verbally capture the voice signature. And before, there was a very long list of disclaimers that would have to be read through. You would have to check off each one. That has been reduced quite a bit. So if you haven't used the voice signature in a while, check it out again. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with how easy it is to do and with how much disruption there is. And if you're impacted where you're having to rewrite a lot of your clients, this could be a good enrollment tool to use. I think we're going to see a pretty big uptick just on the voice enrollment capability or enrollments that are coming through because of this upgrade.
Yeah. Really shrinks the process down there. So that's a good update. Good news. Good breaking news there for sure. Disruption report will be a good one. And then, just make sure you're wrapping your arms around the MAPD versus PDP and how we are showing those on LA Pro and MID. I think there is some confusion from agents, especially right now when you're not seeing what's suppressed, what's not suppressed. It's kind of a weird time until the 15th. But once that, I really recommend everybody going in and running some quotes so you can see kind of how everything looks in there on the 15th once those enrollment capabilities come out. But yeah, I think we should recap Humana. I'm going to go back just a couple of slides to that slide just to make sure that everybody's understanding what's going on. So again, business as usual between the 15th and the 8th. Remember, basic PDP with Humana has already been announced that was non-commissionable and has been for a few years. But the value and premier PDPs, those will stay commissionable and enrollable through November 8th.
I think it was all but 3 states.
So go back to some of the other things that we've sent out, but just on a high level, basic non-commissionable, value and premier are commissionable through the 8th, except for those states. And then that's when the 9th is when those changes begin. Agents no longer able to submit PDP enrollments electronically or by paper. You're going to keep renewals on business that stays on the books. If they need to enroll, Humana is stating Medicare.gov or Humana.com in order to get those clients enrolled. So a lot of some info here, some big things. This Humana is big, some good upgrades to tech on SMS's platform. But yeah, we're right down to the start of AEP, and I don't know, Sean, what do you got to add?
Well, I would say hopefully you don't see us again, because that would mean, I don't know, breaking news is always good this time of the year. But we're here to help in any way. So if there is any confusion on this, reach out to your favorite marketer, reach out to Jeff and I, and we'll continue to keep you updated on our side as information comes out. But yeah, let us know if we can help in any way.